you have to do today for this chapter 6 is work with slope. Slope is by definition rise over run. Alright, so I'm going to come back to this and describe it to you in a minute. To me, what slope is it's a map. It's a map that tells you how to go from one coordinate on your line to the next coordinate on your line. Okay? So an example would be this. Tell me, how do I go from here, using only streets, how do I go from here to the fire hall? Alright? So, one way would be to go down Hospital Street, 2 blocks, hang it right at the highway, and go 2 blocks and we would hit it, right? That's a map. I'm drawing it out for you. I would go maybe 2 blocks vertically in the Y direction to the north. Then I would go 2 blocks to the east. Okay? That's what slope is it tells you how to go from one coordinate to another on a graph. We can calculate slope by doing this between the 2 coordinates, or we can count it. You can count it on your graph. All right. They list on page 130. They show you a positive slope, a negative slope, a slope in which you have 0, and a slope that's undefined. We talked about that the other day. What kind of value gives you an undefined value? Remember? What does that mean? Okay, we looked at this the other day. We did a table, and the first value on the table I said was undefined. Okay? Why was it undefined? You remember? Sort of. That's kind of what you're right in that sense, for sure. But what would it look like if you were to write it on the board? Give me a number that's undefined. Pardon me?
Square root of -1.
Square root of -1. Won't give me an undefined value. But you are right. It's for me? No. Okay? What is it? It would be when I have a slope of 1 over 0. Remember we tried to divide it on our calculator and we got an error? We got a value, and then we tried to divide it by 0 and we got an error, right? Because that value is undefined. You can't have a slope of 0. So what does this graph look like then? Well, it goes up, but it doesn't go left or right. So what does that look like? Well, it's a line still. And I'll just draw it right here. A line that goes up, but doesn't go left or right. It's a vertical line. A vertical line has an undefined slope. A horizontal line has a slope of 0, which means then that the y value is 0, so it means it doesn't go up or down, but it goes left and right. They draw both of those at the top of page 130 for you. I just wanted to introduce that to you. Okay? All right? So, the slope is my map. My map tells me how to go from one coordinate to another. Okay? So what we want to do then is find the slope between the following points. Okay? So, first thing that you want to do maybe, graph it. Throw it on a graph, count it, and get the slope. So count how many you got to go up and how many you got to go over or down and over to get from one to the other. So looking at it, -4 and 1 is right here. 1 and 6 is right here. My line would go like this. And my slope is rise over run. So if I wanted to go from A here to B there, you want to tell me how to do it. That's my slope, that's my map. So where do I go from A to get up to here? So I go to here, and then over to there. So how many do I go up? Go up 5. Okay? And then I go from where? From as soon as I go up 5, where do I go to get to that point? How do I go from here to here now? 5 that way as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so I go up 5, right 5. That's my slope. My slope would be 5 over 5, which is 1 over 1. So to get to the next point on the graph, I could go up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1. I could get to any point on the graph if I wanted to. Okay? So that's the first way in which you could solve this question. The second way to do it is to actually use this equation. So what I do is I take -4 and 1 and 1 and 6, and I'm going to make one of them x1 and y1, and the other one x2 and y2. Now it doesn't matter which ones I do. It's going to give you negatives if I switch them, and that's okay. Yep.
The A and B, those are like points on the line, right?
Yeah. That's this coordinate right here and this coordinate right here, and then I drew a line between them.
Okay.
So they're on the line, right? So, my slope, to calculate it, I want y2 subtract y1. Well, what's y2 in these 4 numbers? 6. What's y1? 1. What's x2? 1. What's x1? -4. 5 over 5. Same way.
We have to do both grade 1 and test.
Okay? I did this at random. I just made one point x1, y1, and the other one x2, y2. You don't have, it doesn't matter which ones you do. I could have switched them, but the key is you have to have x2 and y2 in the same brackets, and x1 and y1 in the same brackets. That's important. If you don't, then you're going to mess up your signs. Okay? So, let's look at the next one then. C is 3 and 5. D is 6 and 3. 6 and -3. Okay? So again, x1, y1, x2, y2. Slope? Dylan, what's y2?
Y2 is -3.
I'm going to subtract y1, which is
5.
5. X2 is?
6.
Subtract x1, which is?
3.
3. So what is my slope? -8 over 3. Okay? So now I give you a point on this line right here. Doesn't matter, hypothetically. I'll take, doesn't matter. I'm going to make up a point. It may not be on this line. I could make it. Hold on. I will make it on this line. Down 8. And right 3. Okay? There's a coordinate on that line. Okay? Tell me how I go from this coordinate to the next coordinate. Where do I go? What does my slope tell me to do?
Down 8 and 3.
Down 8, right 3. This is up, down. This is left, right. Okay? Positives are up, negatives are down, positives are right, negatives are left. So that's what I would do. I'd go down 8. What's down 8 from this guy right here? What's down 8 from here? Negative 11. Excellent. What's right 3 from here? 9. There's another point on the graph. That is slope. Okay? So if you look in the book, they did exactly what I did. They did method 1, which was graph them and then count. And method 2 was use your equation.
So is that x1 and y1 and x2 and y2 always gonna work?
Yes. 100%. If 2 points, 2 coordinates are on the same line, that will always work to find the slope. Okay? Any questions about that? That's all there is. That's all there is for slope. All right?